Hey, what is going on, crypto people? What if the next major XRP move isn't about price, but about how institutions access it? Tonight, we're going to deep dive into Evernorth, the new institutional vehicle that's going public on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol XRPN, and what this means for you, the retail XRP holder. Because this time, it's not just about holding the token. It's about understanding how infrastructure turns into demand. And that, I think, is the brilliant move of it all. So we're going to get into it. Happy freaking Tuesday to each and every one of you. Holy moly. What an exciting time to be an early adopter in this new asset class that is the digital asset space. I'm telling you, my friends, you and I were playing a game that 99.99% of the masses, well, you know, they don't even know that the game is being played. And we, my friends, we're winning big time. Appreciate you guys checking in. Do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in. That'd be super duper cool. You know how we do. We always like to have just as many likes as we have viewers in the stream. So I appreciate you guys checking in. Again, happy Tuesday, man. I've been on the phone, family all day. Cray. I'm glad I was finally able to get a live stream done for you guys today. Appreciate you guys checking in. Look, this is a big day, big time. I hope people are getting the significance of what this Evernorth deal is. A lot of people are on this DeFi thing, and that's cool, but that is not the play. Let me repeat it. That is not the play. It may be for regular retail. It may be for people who just clamor for some metrics on the TVL. But that is not the play. That is not the play. That's thirdary, right? To the bigger play going on here with Evernorth, and we're going to get into that for sure. Unless some more people check in, what an exciting time, man! I just got to tell you, I hope you're feeling good. We're going to cover more markets. I think they're going to integrate with Flare, partner with Flare, something along those lines. We're going to cover that in another live stream. I think that's good. That's going to be a big deal for those people who. What's the FSX website? Can you do a tutorial? Can you do a tutorial on how to mint and redeem and what is FXRP again? And is it custom? Right? So there's more markets and Flare networks hooking up together. We'll kind of abstract away a lot of that stuff. So we'll get into it some more. We'll get into that, I think, in another live stream. What's going on, Flare community? How are you, bro? Happy Tuesday. A big day for sure. Yes, sir. I mean, it's a lot of good stuff going on. Uh, I just got to tell you, for the community, I'm really, really excited about the things that Hugo and the team decide to do that they put the holders of the assets ahead of the blockchain metrics, all these other kind of different things, right? Working with Zaman Wallet, working now with more markets. I think like these are important things that a lot of leads of projects, a lot of leads of, organizations or whatever you would call them, they tend to not want to do things if it's not going to significantly benefit the chain. It's chain first, chain first. There's a lot of this chain first tribalism, if you will. And I think Hugo and Flair's approach is let's bring value to the holders. Let's put the holders of these assets first. So it's exciting to hear them working with Zaman. Exciting, and then just the first phase of it, and exciting to see that more markets is hooking up with them. What got Spectra Finance getting ready to come on as well. So it's just awesome stuff for Flare Networks, the Flare Hub, but it's also awesome for the holders of these assets, of these valuable assets. So I think it's important. But again, I think people are missing the whole bigger picture to Evernorth. It's not DeFi on the XRPO. That is not the bigger picture. It will be a value add, but that's not the bigger picture. Check out my post on X at crypto_CEEJ. So you can kind of, read into that and learn about the bigger picture. The bigger picture. And the bigger picture ultimately will benefit the holders of these assets. Evernorth, for example, the XRP holder, if you understand the game plan, it is going to significantly benefit the XRP holder. And it's not MicroStrategy like. It's just not MicroStrategy like. I mean, the only thing that it's MicroStrategy like is that it's a digital asset treasury. Other than that, it's nothing like the MicroStrategy move. Nothing. And as an XRP holder, that's exactly what you want, for it to be nothing like the MicroStrategy move. I can tell you that for sure. All right, so let's get into this thing some more here. So let's start with the basics. Okay. Evernorth is a company led by Ashish Birla, CEO and I think chairman of the board. It's interesting. Former Ripple executive and board member, right? Their building was essentially a digital asset treasury, or DAT, for institutional investors centered on XRP. The plan is to list publicly on the NASDAQ under the ticker XRP-N, expected early in 2026. They've raised over $1 billion and will hold XRP as a core balance sheet asset while using the XRP Ledger for lending, liquidity, and yield generation. Again, DeFi is cool, but it is not the bigger thing. Think of Evernorth as a bridge between Wall Street and the XRPL, a regulated way for institutions to get exposure to XRP without touching the token directly. And that's important. Now, everyone's comparing this to MicroStrategy and Bitcoin. And the comparison, it's half right. Okay, it's half right. Like MicroStrategy, Evernorth will hold a volatile digital asset on its balance sheet. But unlike MicroStrategy, Evernorth isn't a software company moonlighting as a crypto buyer. It's built from the ground up to be a liquidity engine for XRP. Massive difference. MicroStrategy's bet was speculative at best. Evernorth's play is a monetary infrastructure play. So what does this mean really for us, the XRP holders or digital assets holders as a whole? What this means for the XRP community, for people like you and me who already hold this amazing asset, XRP. Here's a simple version. You now have two parallel ways to benefit from XRP's ecosystem. The token itself, your direct exposure to velocity, settlement, and collateral demand on the ledger. It's important. The equity, XRP-N, a stock that gives you exposure to a regulated company using XRP as its treasury asset. We hold valuable assets. For retail investors, that's a rare opportunity. It's like holding both oil and Exxon in the early energy markets. One gives you the raw commodity, the other gives you exposure to the infrastructure, monetizing it. This is important, fam. This is important. I want people to get the bigger picture. We have to take the lenses of the retail holder off and think institutions. Think institutions, right? You guys know, personally, at times I've been a little hard on Ripple, right? A little hard on them. But they are piecing together something that, in the end, is going to benefit the XRP holders. Like Jungle Inc. has been saying for a minute now, their most valuable asset is the XRP that they hold, right? They may be beholden to the shareholders, but the most valuable asset they hold is the XRP. Without question. What's going on, the real big Will? How are you, bro? I appreciate you checking in, sir. Blue wrenches are here in force. What's going on, Devon, Steve? Hydro, did I miss you checking in, brother? Hey, Hydro. What is good? Legendary is here. What's going on, Legendary? How are you, fam? Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in. That'd be awesome. If I could talk with Ashish Burla, I'm telling you, he would be checking this off. He would be co-signing, as the kids like to say, on what I'm saying. Zed is in the building. Hi, Zed. What's good with you, brother? You appreciate you guys checking in. Do me a favor, hit that like button. If you didn't get a chance to do so, no worries. Just collapse the chat real quick. Go smash the like button. Then come back and hang out with the CryptoCeej and family. So let me explain the value add here. This is important. How should I say this? Why owning XRP-N might matter beyond just price. Diversification. XRP-N lets you benefit from XRP's growth through the stock market with traditional brokerage accounts and retirement funds. It's an on-ramp for capital that could never legally buy tokens. And then there's this indirect demand. As Evernorth's fund grows, it needs to buy XRP on the open market to maintain its treasury ratio. Those purchases tighten the float. Fewer tokens available to trade. Higher sensitivity to new demand. Institutional credibility, that's the thing. A NASDAQ listed vehicle signals to regulators, auditors, and institutions that XRP has a legitimate use case inside capital markets. That narrative alone attracts capital, right? So let's talk a little bit about this yield mechanics. Evernorth plans to participate in the XRP lending and liquidity program. That's real on-chain activity that supports network velocity and fees, indirectly lifting token utility. As a portfolio complement for us, for XRP holders, XRPN offers a way to capture equity appreciation from the business layer while keeping your XRP for long-term liquidity exposure. Important. The institutional lens, here's what most retail holders miss. This is the thing they're missing. Retail looks at this as a new way to speculate. Institutions look at this as a new way to manage balance sheet liquidity. Every time Evernorth moves capital through XRP, whether to lend, hedge, or settle, it increases velocity. We talked about this on the stream months and months ago, how XRP, when we first heard about the Hidden Road acquisition, it was about the velocity. We talked about that, the speed and movement of the XRP, the dollars. That was the key. If XRP could gain high velocity, that was the term we used in the live stream months and months ago, the first announcement of the Hidden Road acquisition, right? So this is important, right? Very, very, very important. Every time Evernorth moves capital through XRP, whether it's to lend, hedge, or settle, it increases velocity. And velocity is what reprices the asset. This isn't about replacing the dollar. It's about replacing the delay between the dollars. That's what treasuries, payment firms, and funds actually care about. Freeing trapped capital, not finding the next meme coin. That's why Ripple keeps saying institutional DeFi. And when capital starts flowing through XRP, infrastructure daily, not quarterly, price discovery will flow naturally. People want to keep comparing this to MicroStrategy and the move that they made in 10,000 to whatever 1,000 price. But that's not it. That's not it. We want to have this be recognized as a valuable asset long term in a regulated environment, not because of some Bitcoin Jesus dude going around. It's not what you want. It's not what you want. Right? Kung Tech Foods in the building. What's up, bro? Peace, brother. Appreciate you checking in, sir. If you're getting some value from this, do me a favor, chat. Type in Evernorth or XRP-N in the chat if you're getting some value from this. I really would appreciate that. Zed asks, is Evernorth bullish for flare price? Is Evernorth bullish for flare price? I would say for the flare price, no. But what I will say maybe is indirectly, because anything that's bullish for the XRP holder is bullish for flare. I believe everything that is bullish for the XRP holder is bullish for flare, right? Now, let me say this again. And you guys know I've said this 10 gazillion times. I said Flare Networks is further along in the journey of providing value to XRP holders than any other entity out there. This recent acquisitions, the hidden row, the freaking rail, the whatever treasury, was it Q Treasury, G Treasury, and this recent SPAC move here with this Evernorth, it puts Ripple right up there. But Flare Networks is further along than any other entity. And it's important to understand that. What's going on? Pay me an XRP. Appreciate you being here, sir. Live from Missouri. Nice. Nice. Appreciate you checking in, man. Appreciate you checking in for sure. All right. So this is important. Let me say this again because I think this is important. When capital starts flowing through XRP infrastructure daily, not quarterly, price discovery will follow naturally. Important to understand this. Right? So for me, some practical advice for retail. This is important. So as a retail investor, how should you think about positioning for this? First, don't FOMO like I did with Vivo Power. Don't FOMO, right? XRPN isn't live yet, and details on its treasury composition will emerge closer to the listing. So be patient and wait for the public filings, right? Quarter 1, 2026. Second, understand this is separate exposures. Your XRP tokens represent network velocity and settlement value. The network velocity and settlement value is key. XRP-N stock will represent institutional adoption and equity growth. So they will correlate, but they're not identical plays. Third, portfolio framing, keep your tokens positioned for long-term on-chain exposure, which we've all been dreaming of, holding our XRP, never having to sell it. Use XRPN for regulated equity exposure, retirement accounts, tax advantage vehicles, or diversification. Four, research the filings. I will be doing that. When the S1 and Treasury disclosures drop, look at the percentages of assets held in XRP. We have to do our due diligence. We have to look into it. And there is going to be an S1 for us to look into. We'll do it together. Treasury ratio policy, do they rebalance on the market? These things like that, right? Any yield generation activities and risk management approach. Understand the risk. XRPN will have company-specific execution risk, market risk, and stock market correlation. XRP tokens have network risk and liquidity risk. Know what you own. It's important, right? So what about the broader ecosystem impact? Zooming out a little bit. This is bigger than just one ticker. It's bigger than that. How many have been yearning for the XRP holders to have an MSTR-like play? When a NASDAQ listed entity begins holding XRP and participating on the ledger, it legitimizes the XRPL as institutional plumbing. That encourages other firms to follow. Think hedge funds, market makers, even payment providers. It's a big deal. Not the DeFi, this institutional feedback loop, capital inflow, on-chain velocity, price discovery, is how mature asset classes form. Important. It's a process. It's a process. Capital inflow leads to on-chain velocity, which leads to price discovery. And what we want is to form a mature asset class around the XRPL, right? Important. And as liquidity deepens, volatility drops. That's when long-term capital steps in. Pensions, endowments, sovereign wealth funds, right? So the significance here isn't just number go up. It's not just that. It's the maturation of XRP from a speculative asset into financial infrastructure. And that, my friends, that is the game changer. That's the game changer. Financial infrastructure. Moving from this speculative asset into financial infrastructure. Like we heard years and years ago about the financial plumbing. Ripple is making the moves to do just that. It's a big deal. But in the end, this treasury thing is the thing for the holders. That's the thing for the holders. Let's see, what do you guys got going on here? Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be using Midas. I know that a content creator, CryptoCeej, talked about that in purely in a speculative manner, purely speculation. And she said that just thinking, but I don't think they're going to be using Midas. I don't think they're going to be touching Midas with a 10-foot pole. Personally, Payment XRP, if that had its way, they won't do anything not on the ledger. Yeah, that is definitely someone who's definitely pushing for ledger metrics and stuff like that, for sure. Him and Panos, for sure. And I'm for the XRPL gaining network adoption, not metrics. Network adoption, and it's not they think they're the same thing. They're not the same thing. They're not the same thing. Ask Ethereum if they would just rather have Lido on their thing. You know what? Take all the tens of thousands of things on there. We'll just keep Lido since it's the biggest. Yeah, I don't think though. I don't think so. They wouldn't do that. 360 grad Gradusi. What's going on? 360 Gradusi. How are you, my friend? Payment XRP. I'm hoping so, but I think it may be the XRPL DeFi platforms only. Maybe in the beginning. Maybe in the beginning. But this Evernorth, I guess, look, you got this thing, $1 billion raise, and you think about the advisors and all the people associated with it. It looks like a next level corporate executive team as well. This is a big, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. This is a really, really big deal. And Ripple, they take what 9.9% as high as they could get without kind of getting themselves in any kind of trouble. Stake in Evernorth. I remember asking myself months ago, like, where's Ashish Pearl? Like, you never hear what's going on with Ashish. Like, what is he doing? We hear a lot from Monica Long, but nothing from Ashish. Like, what is he doing? What is he up to? Did he leave too? And here it is. This is what they've been preparing for. This is the move that tells me that they are keeping the XRP holders in mind. I get it. This is the bridge between the XRPL and Wall Street. It is, without question. But for me, this is a major win for the XRP holder, which are asset holders. This is what I'm most interested in. What's going on, I-Man? How are you, brother? Hope you and the fam are well. No one throws $1 billion around. Facts. Rick Cisneros checked in. How are you, brother? Carl Bailey's is in the building. What's good? Did you get that registration thing? You got my thing, right? For tomorrow's, for the Tuesday night with Money Max. Rick Cisneros says, CJ, we need to get away from XRP as utility and cross-border payments token and change to XRP as a DeFi token, similar to Solana and Uniswap. Hopefully, Evernorth will help change the narrative. Yeah, that's going to help because they will be participating on the ledger. Now, you got to get, they got to have things to participate on the ledger with, right? Right? Because right now, LP is lacking, right? So with Evernorth and you combine Hidden Road and the Treasury, market making is going to be a big deal. We're going to have legitimate liquidity pairs. I mean, I can see that. That's coming. We're going to have legitimate liquidity pairs with legitimate TVL in the millions, 24-hour volume in the millions, real liquidity pools. Okay, this is what we need. We need real liquidity pools. So we're going to see the XRP and RLUSD. Just you got to get that. We're going to see those. It's going to happen with this, right? It's going to happen. Everyone wants it, but we want legitimate markets, legitimate, real numbers. Okay. So I see it coming big time. Yeah. I mean, I don't see how Evernorth, I mean, it's just me. Oh, hold on one second. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on one second. And I must have missed it. I must have missed it. All right. So, but in any case, what we got? Um, I mean, like I said, I don't like I was saying, I don't see how they don't use it depends on like the LP, these pools, what's the numbers and the volume going to look like? The XRPL has the awesome decks. They got all the awesome features for DeFi, and now they got an entity that's going to hop on there and do some good things, for sure. Um, um, I think Firelight is going to be appealing to them as well. So I think Firelight is going to be appealing to them as well. And so this is definitely a big move for sure. Um, we'll see what they look like, and we got to also see what participation is going to look like from XRP holders. Who knows what that ultimately is going to look like? But for the XRP holder, having more options is having more options, right? Um, Flare to me is in their own lane doing their own thing that is different than what the XRPL is doing. It's a different animal doing its own thing. Carl Billy's, thanks. Oh, you're welcome, brother. Thanks for the super chat, my guy. Uh, the email for the channel is right here, Rick. Options is better. Iman says not only more options, better options at that. Indeed. And this is what we want, right? This is what we want. So we'll see what DeFi is going to look like. And remember, this is Evernorth is about appealing to institutions. So you got to understand that. It's about appealing to institutions. That's what it's about, ultimately. And so, again, ask the Ethereum people, would they rather just have Lido, or would they like to have as many people playing on that XRPL on the Ethereum blockchain as possible, right? Thank you, Yusuf. Same to you, brother. Right? So understand that. Let me see here. It's important to note that. So just give you just, if you wanted to do kind of like a little bit of a let's see here, let's do this. Um, if you wanted to do something like that, you're welcome, Yosa. Maybe a little checklist if you want to do a little KPIs. If you want to track the progress between now and Q1 of 2026, right? I'm really excited about this. Again, I hopped on Vivo Power, but this to me is going to be bigger. Watch these metrics. Evernorth Treasury disclosures, how much XRP they actually hold. XRPL settlement volume. Is institution usage rising? It's important. Liquidity depth across exchanges. Are the spreads tightening? Corporate adoption of G Treasury integrations. Any Fortune level names announced. This is going to be important. G Treasury is a big deal. Ripple's escrow schedule, supply stability matters for repricing velocity. So the escrow thing is, I want to see how that's going to work, right? Those data points will tell you more about XRP's future price than any influencer thread or clickbait headline, right? This is important. The metrics, I get it, but we want to pay attention to how these DATs really, really work. I think personally that BMNR with Tom Lees did a really, really good job. I think it is a better representation of how these DATs should work than all the rest of them out there. I think the Solana one is pretty good as well. Solana has 2 or 3 of the DATs. So, Thiller H, what's going on? Sup, CJ? Just got off, caught you. Appreciate you checking in, sir. Appreciate you checking in for sure. So this is, again, I know people are, thinking this DeFi thing, but it's bigger than a DeFi thing. Massively bigger than a DeFi thing. Because of velocity, because of the institutional collateral demand, velocity on this XRPL it causes this reset of this price. This is why I did the post prior to this live stream about this whole market cap nonsense. Like, come on already with this market cap stuff. Like, please, right? Did you guys catch that post I did about the market cap? Let me know if you haven't caught it. I'll go over it real quick. Like, we got to get away from this market cap thinking. XRP can't reach $100. That means the market cap would be 5 trillion. Come on, bro. Come on. This is 2020. What year are we in? 2025 already. Come on. Coin market cap, CoinGecko had to start somewhere to evaluate the assets. They had to come up with some form of metrics. So they put the market cap in there because they got that from TradFi. They had to start with something. But this asset class is clearly different than the traditional TradFi markets. It's a different market. This is a different asset class. It's a different financial system. Market cap is just it doesn't apply here. It just doesn't apply here. But you can't blame folks because no one's taught them, right? We didn't get taught a lot of stuff that we should have been taught in school to understand that. This is different. I can guarantee you that the macro people know that the market cap is insignificant. Carbilly says, great teaching on market cap. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Legendary says, XRP doesn't care about market cap, right? This is important. It's so important that people understand it doesn't matter. The market cap, it doesn't matter. It's legacy. It's a legacy model. We're in a new model with a new financial system. They don't apply. They don't apply. And if we have $1 trillion markets today with Nvidia or Microsoft or whoever, we're gonna have $1 trillion market cap stuff in the digital asset space. It's just common sense. We're gonna have it. It doesn't matter what Bitcoin's market cap is. That has nothing to do with it, man. It's each individual network's formula. It's it's each individual network and what they do to create the velocity. This is about the velocity and the movement of money, movement of value, not stagnant stocks, right? This is that dynamic system, not static. It's important to understand the differences. My gaming video says HODL. Yes, sir. Rick says Nitto. CJ, exactly. NVIDIA is bigger than the entire crypto market combined. Like, come on already. You know, like this is a new asset class. It's the fastest growing asset class in the history of asset classes. It's TradFi is in, and its metrics are insignificant in comparison. Like people got to get that. It's a baby in diapers compared to this space. Like a lot of people don't understand. It's a kid. It's a little child. It's a 9-year-old compared to this space. So just understand that, okay? It's important to understand that. So yeah, check out at crypto_CEJ. I did a post thread about the market cap and how it's irrelevant. Irrelevant? Yeah, I think that's the word. It doesn't matter. It doesn't apply. Market cap, thinking, metrics, that model does not apply to the digital asset space, fam. It just doesn't. Just doesn't. All right, fam. I'm gonna hop off here. I appreciate you guys checking in. Oh, don't forget that Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central, for those interested in getting rid of their debt and getting rid of this interest. You want technology to help you do that. MoneyMax. MoneyMax is the way to go to get that done. So every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Let me see if I have it. Central Time, they do a live webinar. Here it is right here in the description of this live stream. Right under thanks for watching the channel. It's not at the top. I put it at more in the middle when I'm doing, other content. Debt and interest eliminated technology with MoneyMax free seminar. Click here to register. Registering here. Put your name, your email, phone number. I get that. It helps you. It helps you. They get the information to them. You can watch the live thing and get questions answered live, and then they'll give an opportunity for you to get your own personal individual assessment. Everyone's situation is different on how this awesome technology can help you. We need to get the community out of debt and get them out of being beholden to the traditional financial system, which is designed to keep us in debt. It's important. For the community, you got it. There it is. Don't forget to drop a like on the way out. Yes, sir. All right, Joe. You're welcome. You're welcome, my friend. All right, fam. I'm going to hop off here. I appreciate you guys checking in. Hit that like button on the way out, like my guy Flair Community says. And again, if you happen to be in that 55% or so of people hanging out, listening to and watching the CryptoCeej, do me a favor. If you've been enjoying those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell, baby, since you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this, so perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. Bye.